Hello, everyone. Welcome to our today's event. I'm Michalis Ioannou, the MOOC moderator, and I'm welcome you to this event. Just a reminder that this session is going to be recorded, so we can upload it on the MOOC. So you will see that all the microphones and cameras have been disabled. We have with us, except our incredible teachers, we have also Nicolas here, our MOOC coordinator. And if you need anything, we have Diego, who is responsible for any technical issues. So please use the chat box if you want to ask the speakers or if you face any technical issues. So we are ready to start our TeachMeet. STEAM in action, my OUTSTE path. Welcome again, I'm Michalis again. So I'm very happy today that we have the opportunity to meet and see experiences and practical examples from our 5 incredible teachers. You will see wonderful examples about STEM. Let's have an overview of the agenda. We already have the welcoming remarks, and we will see the OUTSTE TeachMeet in a nutshell. Also building a STEM community, best practices and peer learning. That's for us, that's the reason we have this TeachMeet, to see practical examples and share ideas and share experiences that will be useful also for our designs, the lesson designs. And we will also have Q&A at the end and closing remarks that Nicolas will help me at the end of today's event. So what's the purpose of our TeachMeet? Actually, it's an event that we're all looking for, all the teachers, to exchange ideas, an event from teachers to teachers. It is from your experiences that you will share with us. Exchange of STEM, STEAM, and in general best practices and key factors that will make our OUTSTE project, our OUTSTE design lessons incredible and exciting for our students. We will also share our experience, so this is a kind of opportunity for peer learning, so you can enrich your OUTSTE learning scenarios. And of course, our purpose is to build a STEM community. That's that we aim for. You can also check our Facebook page if you already haven't done, to join and create a big STEM community. For this reason, we have 3 early childhood education educators, 2 teachers from primary school, and we will see examples from different countries. Specifically, we have Miss Chariklia Theodoraki, who is an early childhood educator from Greece, with the presentation about the Lion of Piraeus, bridging history and robotics. Miss Cristina de Vega, I'm sorry if I'm misspelling your names. She's from Spain, a primary teacher, and she will share her experience about Medusa, a mythology quest. Then Tiana Petrovic from Serbia, an early childhood educator with little green fingers, from outdoor play to environmental citizenship in early STEM education. Also from Greece, Ms. Stavroula Lada, who is a primary teacher, will present the Green Inclusive Town, a STEAM project for 9 years olds. And last but not least, Elma Polanec from Croatia, an early childhood educator, will talk about magnetic butterfly adventure, STEM activities. So, without any delay, I'm calling Ms. Chariklia Theodoraki. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chariklia, a teacher from Greece, a pre-primary school teacher, and I'm very excited to share my project, The Lion of Piraeus, Bridging History and Robotics. This scenario demonstrates how we can use digital cultural heritage as a spark to transform young students into creative engineers and coders as well. By placing inquiry-based learning at the heart of our journey, we turn the historical mystery into a student-led investigation. And especially we're proving the curiosity as it's the best driver to integrate STEAM activities. So let's move on. As you can see, our journey began with a local mystery, the Lion of Piraeus, following the scientific philosophy of inquiry. I didn't just tell a story, I asked my students to observe and wonder. We used the routine see, think, wonder to analyze the statue and structure and the runic inscription, setting the stage for a cross-curricular change that blends history and physics and engineering as well. At the photos, you can see the original lion of Piraeus, and from the left side, you can see the lion we create. In the implementation phase, our classroom turned into a makerspace. Something like a makerspace. First, students used the recycling materials to engineer a 3D model of the lion, as you can see before, applying spatial awareness and design principles. Then, we integrate technology by using Makey and Scratch, and then the children coded the lion to share its history when touched. Making abstract concepts and tangible things. And finally, we introduced robotics with blue bots, where pupils had to calculate distances and angles to program the robot's journey across the historical map of our city. And here you can see the small promo video we promote. They tell the history about the status of Piraeus, and especially a big clock and the lion. And then children go to control and make again a journey with a different robot. Okay, let's go. No, okay. The pedagogical core of this project is the seamless integration of inquiry-based learning within a playful framework. By assign expert roles, I empowered students to lead their own investigation, moving from observing as a historian to problem solving as engineers. This approach naturally fostered a safe-to-fail environment where the inquiry process was important, that the final product was the lion. Every failed circuit of coding error became a meaningful inquiry moment, encouraging children to rethink, to redesign and collaborate until they found the solution, the right project they want to demonstrate. This blend of art, history, and STEM ensured that engagement remained high, as children weren't just learning facts, they were actively constructing knowledge through discovery. Okay, more photos. To conclude, the impact of this journey goes beyond the classroom. My students didn't just learn about a statue, they developed a deep personal connection to their local heritage. By using 21st century tools, Their work is now being shared on the platform of the Code Week, contributing to the global scientific community as well. And this project is only the beginning of our OUTSTEM path, proving that even the youngest learner can be powerful innovators when we give them the right tools to freedom to explore. History as well included inspires and in innovators of tomorrow. And here is a photo about the 21st century skills, and I tried to make the translation, and I gave you the translation, yes, to this photo because it's from our curricula. So to be extra prepared, here is how how my project hits the categories of this image. At the red triangle, we can see the 21st century skills, the creativity. At the blue one, we can see technology, engineering, and science, and robotics. At the yellow, we can see the mind skills, and on the green, the life skills. That's how, thank you. It was a yesterday ask about this, and if you can scan the QR codes, you can find more details about our school and about this project. So thank you very, very much. And I would like to conclude with my favorite Einstein, a small doll, a classroom doll. In our classroom, we don't just solve puzzles, we code the future. Thank you for following our OUTSTEM path.
Thank you very much, Chariklia. Really inspiring presentation. So we can move to the next educator. Christina, please, the stage is yours.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation. And the first project has been amazing. Before I jump into my presentation about how I've done a Medusa mythology quest in my class, I would like to say I am an English teacher, but I do teach science and social studies. So why not join everything? Sometimes when we think of STEM, we only think of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, which of course it is, but those wouldn't be anything if the language wasn't behind it. And me as a teacher of English as a second language, in my case, I find that language is quite an important path to help me work on STEM. So to go that step forward, what I'm using is all of my classes to work on this. So I've worked on mythology, language, because I'm working in English as a second language, science. I will be explaining to you each activity that I've done in every part, mathematics, art and technology, and of course, history. Sometimes we think science is only numbers and things like that. Well, science is everything that goes together. And well, with the skills of Medusa, I created this narrative that Medusa is in our present. So we're going to help her. Well, we're not going to help her. We're going to help Perseus to escape from Medusa, working against it from all the subjects. That's the backbone. And why did I choose her? I do like mythology, but I had a group of students that were really into it, and I actually learned so much from it. So I thought, let's use what my students love in order to create a project that makes sense with the curriculum and makes sense with STEM and active methodologies. So how did I implement this? Well, I started from the language class, working on the history of it, working on the language that they needed from. And then I created tasks in the different subjects. For science, we were working with light and reflection. So we used mirrors and different glasses to see what was happening around. Then from technology, we use QR codes in order to look for information about Medusa, but we also created a digital comic. Why did we do this? Because we needed to do something with the language. So we used Canva and all the digital options that it has. Then when it comes to engineering, well, I thought it could be really cool if they could create a shield to protect themselves from the light, and we went through all the process of doing engineering by like thinking, prototyping, and building a shield. It was a very basic shield, but I loved it because we also used recycled materials that we had in the class. So they didn't have to go and buy anything into the shops. Then art was included in every bits and bobs because it was included in science. It was included in the artistic part of technology and all that. With mathematics, it wasn't like a mathematics class, but they needed to record results. So they needed to record the angle of the light projection. They needed to record certain numbers, and they needed to add here and there. So mathematics was included in there. And then something that I wanted to add is like the globalized learning aspect of my project. Students move between subjects. It wasn't like, okay, now we're just doing science. Now we're just doing mathematics. Now we're just doing English. No, we were doing it all together. And that's what makes it valuable. Also, it's like the science supports the technology and the technology supports art and language and history and supporting the whole project. So that's the idea of my work. Let me move on. So how did I do this? Well, I'm really into active methodologies, and I've listed all of them, but I'm just going to break down a little bit each one of them. When it comes to gamification, well, I created the narrative. We created a point system. It was a way for them to grow up into the project. Why do I say CLIL? I know not everyone here is an English teacher, but I have to include it because I've used other subjects to teach English. So I've used structures that are used for technology expressions or science expression into explaining English. For me, my favorite is cooperative learning. I based all the cooperative learning in Keegan's work and all the roles. So at the beginning of the task, I divided my students in group. I gave them tasks. So I had one engineer, one scientist, one designer, one reporter. They all could do all the tasks, but one of them was the boss of that task. And why do I like cooperative learning? Because it helps with interdependence, oral interaction, and especially shared responsibility. Everyone is in charge of a task. So if we use STEM as a globalized learning and making them responsible, we're getting a goal. Maybe not all of them are going to grow up into being engineers or being technologists of some sort, but they will learn the skills that the STEM gives them. It helps with language, content, and teamwork. And I love because students learn with and from each other. So what one person doesn't know, the other one will know. So it's a shared responsibility. And apart from me being there, they are also part of being teachers, because me as teacher, I become a facilitator of the task, not the one who tells them every time what they have to do. Finally, okay, so they were creating all of these, like the shield, they were creating the digital comics, they created a lot of material. So what did we do? We did a STEAM exhibition. We have the future classroom in our school, so we used it to show the prototypes, to show the experiments that they have gone through, all the artwork. And while doing that, we were doing also peer observation and going into peer assessment. That is so important for reflection and having a meaningful learning. What did we get from all of this? Reasoning. There has to be something else when it comes to education. So reasoning helps us to go one step forward. Design thinking, mathematical application, creativity. That's a big C for me, because it's vital when it comes to education to use it, and especially in STEM, because students need to think outside the box. Finally, knowledge applied to real challenge. So Yes, the excuse is Medusa. Medusa is mythology, but they're learning history. But with that, we're going into using the mirrors, into using the glasses, into going to the playground to do some experiments and tryouts. So it makes it real. It's not just out of a book, which I'm not saying is bad to have a book, but it's not the only thing. And especially it makes it meaningful because it's full of connection. It's full of emotional connection. When you give the students a challenge that seems real, like, whoa, we need to run away from Medusa, and you make it like a big experience, it makes the presentation meaningful. Hopefully, I've said everything I had to say, so thank you very much. And I'll move on to the next person. Thank you.
Thank you for this amazing presentation. Thank you. Tiana, you can now start.
Okay, so thank you. First of all, thank you, Heraclea, Christina, for such a passionate presentations. I really think that passion is essence of teaching. So having said that, my name is Tiana Petrovic. I represent GitHub. It's an educational center based in Belgrade, Serbia. For the past 9 years as educational facilitator. I have been working on design and implementation of educational programs for children with a strong focus on environmental education, participatory learning, and design thinking. And my work so far includes close collaboration with schools and preschools, as well the development of innovative methodologies that connect outdoor learning, STEM, STEAM, and, as I said, environmental topics in everyday learning. So this presentation will be a bit different since this I'm presenting a method, what we have done so far. So this presentation explores how outdoor play can become meaningful pathway toward environmental citizenship in early STEM education. So our main goal was to really connect science with citizenship, like to start this agency, the idea of agency very, very young. So drawing on practice-based experience, this approach highlights how inquiry, play, and design-oriented learning in natural setting can support children in developing curiosity, responsibility, and, as I said, agency from an early age. Rather than treating STEM and environmental education as separate domains and solely as tech, the approach presented here show how they can be naturally integrated through hands-on outdoor learning experiences. So in Serbia, outdoor learning is in early childhood and primary education is present, but it is often in a way fragmented and treated as an add-on rather than something which is structured, like structured learning approach, how we use outdoor to learn from it. So outdoor activities are usually commonly used for free play in kindergarten or occasional thematic experiences with very limited connection to learning goals, STEM concepts, or long-term progression. And as a result, outdoor learning remains mostly activity-based. So sometimes it happens. Children enjoy being outside, but they're rarely supported to connect their experience and really to interact. So the key pedagogical gap lies actually in the lack of continuity and intentional design. So this methodology and program that we designed is actually this intentional design, intentional including outdoors into learning process. So outdoor experiences are not linked over time. That's another gap, that outdoor experiences are not linked over time across age groups and to broader educational values. And what is missing is not the space, motivation, but a clear pedagogical framework that would transform the outdoor play into meaningful learning paths. Little Green Fingers is part of an Erasmus school education project, which involves partners from different countries, Netherlands, Ireland, Belgium, Cyprus, and Serbia. At the same time, this methodology is, although it's international project, is actually rooted in the practice developed in Serbia through the creation of science playgrounds, specific outdoor environments, learning environments. I will get to that in the next slide, hopefully. So these are, in a way, ambiental outdoor classrooms, which combine play-based learning in nature with and we created this within the platform for innovation in environmental education that we created in Serbia. So Little Green Fingers is a pedagogical methodology which is designed for children ages 4 to 8. It integrates early STEM and STEAM learning with outdoor education and participatory approaches to sustainability. The method is built on the idea that children learn the best through interaction, meaningful interaction, and engagement with real environments. At the core is design thinking, used actually not as a tool, but as a learning structure. So children move through simple age-appropriate phases of observing, questioning, imagining, making, reflecting. And what they're actually doing, they have different challenges that they're trying to solve in a way. So one is connected with the environment and directly the space, how they want to learn from space. And what they need for that. And the other one is more connected with ecosystem, with biodiversity. So what's missing, why it's missing. And this is very important, especially for the children who are living in the city. So they can really see what's missing and what they can do actually through their engagement. Okay, so the theoretical foundation of this methodology is based on an understanding of learning as an active, as I said, situated and participatory process. The concept of the environment as the third teacher, further emphasis the space, which is actively shaping the learning process. So when children when children participate in designing the space from which they learn and with which they learn, they actually develop sense of belonging, responsibility, and agency, and that's how these environmental citizenship skills, competencies that we actually track through this project. And the STEM or OUTSTE learning emerges through children's direct interaction with natural systems. So they to explore, as I said, what's missing in the surrounding, then why it's missing, then how we can help. And while doing that, they are engaging different kinds of, so they use maths, they use like in very simplified ways, since this is early childhood education, but in very also meaningful and I think very thorough approach. What I wanted also to share is that in this method we have, as I said, participation and co-creation, meaning that it's not only children, it's not only educators, teachers, but their parents as well. They're connected in the process, and also the local community. So in this project we have this methodology. We combine actually the whole surrounding, the whole system, the whole local community becomes educators. So in our way, this is how STEM could become like a whole school or whole kindergarten approach in this sense. Yeah, so this is Science Garden. This is lovely video that we probably won't see. Whoops, that we won't see, but it shows actually how the concept of science garden emerges in one of the kindergartens. So the Little Green Fingers is a methodology for which we created space and then created methodology which we use in this space. And what is important that, for example, science gardens are actually the spaces that were co-created with children, like very young children who were involved in researching how they would love to learn and where. And with the concepts from their ideas, we created actually the space. And the space is, for now, it consists out of the raised bed garden. It's like a willow hut. This willow hut actually was created from the idea of one boy who said that he would really love to play in something which is alive. So, I mean, this is like in a symbolic way, his idea. And also we have sensory pathways and one educational installation about biodiversity, which is part of this learning space. So science garden, learning space, and Little Green Fingers is methodology used in that space. And for now, this methodology is piloted in 4 educational, in 3 kindergartens and 1 primary school in Belgrade. And so we are like really excited to see what's and how this is going to evolve and what else can we do with this. So I think that this is my last slide. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Diana. It was very amazing methodology. And we are looking forward to hear more for this methodology. Let me invite Stavroula for the next presentation. Stavroula, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. My name is Stavroula Lada. I'm a primary school teacher in Greece, in Athens. I am an Lithuanian ambassador. I am a scientific ambassador, and my PhD is in STEM. So I will present you the project we are running this school year with my 3rd graders. It is a project that invites students to design their own inclusive, eco-friendly town. They build physical maquettes and create digital animations in Scratch, and they use a Bbot and Codirobi to explore algorithms and navigation. The project is not completed yet, and micro:bit boards for traffic lights and moisture sensors and the temperature sensors are expected to be included in the project. The project blends creativity, engineering, coding, and social awareness, since one criteria of the success of this project is inclusivity. It helps children understand how cities work and how thoughtful design can improve everyone's quality of life. I chose this project because it connects STEM learning with real-world issues that children can understand: the environment, accessibility, and community. It also allows every child to participate meaningfully, regardless of ability or any learning profile. It also encourages empathy. Students think about how different people move around the city. It is not only people with disabilities, but it's also mothers with their little children or grandparents, etc. And the target group, as I said before, was implemented for my 3rd grade years old, around 9 years old. The group included diverse learners with different strengths, as every classroom is created with diverse learners with different strengths and language needs and abilities. So the activities were designed to be accessible, playful, and flexible, ensuring that every child could contribute to the creation of our green inclusive town. Our goals were to help students understand sustainability and inclusive design, develop early engineering and coding skills, and practice collaboration. We wanted them to think critically about how cities function. This is why we had a tour in our neighborhood and we noted down the needs of our neighborhood. So we design in the basis of our own needs. The project also strengthened communication, creativity, and problem solving. And the learning goals promote language and communication by encouraging students to contribute ideas, justify design choices, collaborate with peers, and of course, use precise vocabulary related to coding, urban planning, and sustainability. Through discussion, reflection, and shared problem solving, students strengthen both expressive and respective communication skills, because we know that STEM, as we say at the beginning, or we said that A is for arts, but as we move on, we say that this A includes all. That means all subjects. For our city maquette, we use simple, accessible materials like recycled items for the maquette, cardboards, markers, glues, and craft supplies. For the digital and coding components, we use Scratch on tablets or on our computers, Bboards, Codirobi to learn about algorithmic thinking, and microbits. The mix of physical and digital tools keeps students engaged and support different learning styles. Students begin to design and build a 3D model of their ideal town. They create eco-friendly buildings, green spaces, bike lanes, and safe roads. A key focus is inclusion, because the students add ramps, tactile paths, accessible entrances, and safe crossing. This hands-on construction helps them understand urban planning and all the needs we have in our neighborhoods. Next, students bring their own ideas to life through coding. For example, in Scratch, they create interactive maps and animations showing how people move through the city. With Bboard, they program routes across the maquette, solving missions like reaching the recycling center safely. And Codirobi is for cultivating and developing computational thinking. A central part of the project is discussing what makes a city inclusive. Students explore different accessibility needs and redesign parts of their own town, of their own neighborhoods. And this conversation helped them develop empathy and understand that good design considers everyone. The activities require students to give and follow instructions, negotiate solutions, explain algorithms, and present their digital and physical creations, all of which foster clear communication skills and language skills. Whether programming in a Bboard, debugging Codirobi steps, or narrating a Scratch animation, students practice structured, meaningful communication in authentic contexts. And assessment. What about assessment? Assessment is ongoing and authentic. I observe teamwork, I take notes, I write it down. I see how they solve problems and how they communicate. And the robots, a simple robot like Bboard, we have missions about that, and we create simple Scratch projects. We also include short reflection activities to move on. What is the added value? STEM projects offer significant added value in primary education and not only primary education. And they promote creativity and all of these soft skills that are important. Research shows that STEM activities help students engage more deeply by combining hands-on exploration with interdisciplinary thinking. And STEM is also highly effective for diverse learners because it provides multiple entry points, visual, tactile, collaborative, and creative skills. However, inclusion in STEM is not automatic. It requires intentional planning. It's not easy. When you are in the classroom, you have to think about all your students and what opportunities you can offer. In this point, I would like to thank you all for your attention, and we move on to our next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Inclusive education is always a very challenging situation for educators. Thank you, Stavroula. And now we can move to the last but not least, Elma Polanets. We're waiting for your presentation.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Elma and I come from Croatia. This evening, I would like to introduce you STEM activities about magnetic butterfly adventure. Next slide. Let's see this second slide. This is about educational research, show digital jigsaw puzzle as a tool for developing digital competence in students and even for preschool children. These examples demonstrate how interactive online puzzles can be integrated into learning activities. The first is, as you may see, it's about jigsaw puzzle, and there is a link for this. And the second picture also. You just open internet, find jigsaw puzzle, and you can create any photo picture. In this case, it's about a butterfly life cycle. I have created very simple ones because it tells about preschool children. But the different story is for the third picture. It's about World War platform. You know this topic about butterfly and STEM. As you may see, the question is, what is the first stage of a butterfly life cycle? So answer options are egg, caterpillar, pupa, butterfly. These interactive quiz format reinforce science concept about butterfly metamorphosis. There are many benefits for these digital competences. These are develop digital literacy, enhance problem-solving skills, promote engagement, and cross-curricular learning. Next move, please. Thank you. This slide shows table games. It's about butterfly learning activity. It's about hand tabletop games designed to teach students about butterflies and their life cycle through interactive play matching activities. These are all homemade games. So this first one is about wooden matching disc. The circular wooden pieces with the butterfly images. You just have to match butterfly halves or complete butterflies. It's simple for kids, so by means of that, children can develop visual discrimination, pattern recognition, fine motor skills, memory, and concentration. The second picture shows a life cycle sequences game. It's about 3D paper cardboard cuts out, and you see egg, caterpillar, chrysalis. The third picture is a paper craft. This paper craft is downloaded by Wunderkinder. You just have to match the same part of butterflies. By means of that, kids develop different skills, just like understanding biological processes and spatial awareness. Next slide, move please. It's all about table games, but in different way. It's about life cycle puzzle board. It's a material wooden frame with sliding titles. You see the content. It's a photograph showing butterfly metamorphosis stages. You have other butterfly, eggs and leaves, caterpillar stage, chrysalis, pupa. By means of that, preschool children develop cognitive skills. So they learn about butterfly life cycle. For this card, life cycle puzzle board, the objective is to arrange titles in correct life cycle sequences. The second picture, my first idea is just that kids learn the names of different butterflies, but it's a little bit difficult and different for them. So it's maybe better for school children. But anyway, they can just remember the names of different butterflies by means of preschool educator. There are many benefits of these table games: handle on STEM learning, fine motor development, real photograph, photo integration, and self-correcting awareness. Next slide, please. Fine motor skills. As you have seen so far, I have tried to include many different fields of STEM. Now we have fine motor skills. All these are downloaded in Twinkle. Fine motor skills are essential for young children, and they are very important ones, especially for their motor development. Here we can see butterfly life cycle activity where children practice precise hand movement by sequencing cards from 1 to 4. Yeah, of course, they draw first: egg, caterpillar, chrysalis to butterfly. This hand-on activity develops hand-eye coordination, finger control, and manipulation. That's what I want to tell about this concept. My opinion about STEM is that STEM is a combination of art and science. Well, STEM can be a combination of many other fields, but I think it is about our personality, how we experience them. Next slide, please. The next slide, please. Thank you. This slide is one of the most important because it's about the experiment. We know, all of us bear in our mind, that STEM is experiment. In this case, you can see on the first picture, hands-on butterfly craft experiment combining art and science learning. That's what I have said before, art and science. Materials shown in the first picture is paper butterfly cuts out, various spices, craft supplies, pins, fasteners, butterfly references, images. So you have to observe butterfly mechanics. I know that in many STEM activities, preschool teacher and school teacher have, let's say, some gaps. One of the gaps is to get good material in work. So you always, especially it's a problem for STEM. So you have to be very strong, very hard. You have to find many different sources to find good materials and make STEM activities. So what about this one? Can you please just put the button on the video so that others can see what is that about? Good, great, stop. As you can see, just watch it carefully. I have tried many times to make this butterfly because and have made conclusion it is important to have a light thread, a light paper, and strong magnet. I have tried different kinds of magnets, big ones, small ones, not strong ones. So but the most important is to have light paper and light thread. By means of this experiment, you can try many variations in any way. And by means of this experiment, children can develop and explore balance and central gravity, understand what is the impact of magnet. Magnet is very popular among preschool children. Can learn spice identification through visual comparison and math. As you have seen so far, I have already told you many fields can be included in STEM. STEM is integration, STEM is science, STEM is art. So next slide, please, and the last one. Next slide. Okay. The last one slide is that I want to thank you for your attention. I was very short. I just have shown you some simple ideas. All templates will be put in our Facebook group OUTSTE and can take a look. I hope some ideas will be very useful for you and for your work. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for the opportunity to be the part of this team.
Thank you very much, Selma. Thank you very much, all. Very interesting and wonderful presentations from history and mythology to citizenship, green methodologies, magnetic butterfly. They were all amazing. Thank you very much. And let me invite now Nicolas for the final session, the Q&A.
Thank you so much, Mihaly, for your wonderful words. And let me also thank all of the teachers, our speakers for the day. They were indeed wonderful, inspiring activities that we've seen, and looking forward to seeing how this will inspire the MOOC participants. And without further ado, let's begin the audience questions and answers. We use this part of the session in order to answer any kind of questions that you may have and to promote further discussions that can actually inspire you to create STEM learning and promote the attempts, promote what it's all about, what the MOOC is all about. So I have some questions for you. We will begin with the questions that we saw in the UNA platform. And it's actually a good, let's say, start, a very good one, and one that came about from a lot of participants. And actually it goes like this. What were the biggest challenges that you yourselves have encountered when you started implementing integrated STEM or STEAM? What were the challenges, and maybe what did you do to overcome them? Yes, I already have a risk taker. Christina, you can go ahead.
Not to trying to aim for too much at the beginning. Go slowly. Go with small projects, because at the beginning we hear all these amazing projects that cover many things and we try to accomplish them, and it's too much. Just keep it small, and once you have a small task done, just grow it from there. And that really helps, especially because there is a lot of organization materials that we need to consider. So I think that's a good idea.
It's actually a great idea, because usually what teachers report is also lack of confidence in the beginning. So starting small is a great way to start building on this confidence. Okay. Another question that I really liked was, a lot of teachers often say that there is a lack of resources and also lack of support. So what would you say, what advice would you give to teachers being trapped in this kind of situations, let's say? What kind of advice, or maybe a reflection of your own experience? Whoever feels like they want to take the question, they can raise a hand. Otherwise, I will choose one by myself. All right, Stavroula has an answer. Please, Stavroula.
Yeah, Yes, indeed, when we lack resources, I think that a good step is planning. If we plan ahead the project, we can prevent the limited resources. When we are during a project and we lack resources, we can always ask for help from colleagues, from parents, and the local community. Why not? So I would suggest that collaboration is the answer to that. Perhaps I have something that I can offer to a colleague who is running a project. So I believe that collaboration is the answer.
It's also very hopeful reflection, I will add there. Harikle, would you like to add something to that?
Yes, I would like to add something that STEM is not about expensive equipment. It's about a growth mindset, and we can start with small by using everyday materials, low-cost materials, recyclable materials, and focus on problem solving. And it's the pedagogical approach that matter most, not the budget.
That's also actually, perhaps it's maybe also a shift in the mindset. Like, as you said, let's shift the focus from that to what you can do, the methodology. All right. And I see also Elma would like to add something. Please go ahead, Elma.
I also would like to tell some my thinking about STEM. I will try to be short as possible. Once when a preschool teacher or school teacher decide to be occupied with STEM, it is just forever. It's not 1 or 2 months to be occupied with, okay, I have learned STEM. I have been in STEM for a couple of years. When I have begun learning about STEM, I didn't understand anything. It was very abstract for me. What is that about? What is he talking about? I was confused, so I said my colleagues in the kindergarten, don't ask me, just give me time. I just need to take a deep breath. So after 2 years, I can say I know something. It's better than I have already I know nothing. So when you learn STEM, it is forever. That's a lifelong learning activity. You always have to be educated, you have to learn a lot. But the point of STEM is to understand what is STEM. If you don't understand what is STEM, it's no point to talk. It took me a very long time to get that conclusion. So I advise everyone, read a lot, try experiment, speak with others. Don't just make pauses in that. If you make pauses, STEM is very quick car. So
absolutely. And it's also a very nice way to start safe. Thank you very much, Elma. I don't know, Michal, if you would like also to ask a question as the MOOC moderator. You had a chance to observe a lot of learning journeys, let's say. So in case you have any question, you can go ahead, and we have 4 minutes, so we can make it a short turnaround, let's say.
Well, if our teachers can share their opinion about what would make a great OUTSTE scenario. What's the suggestion?
Actually, that's a great question, yeah. So the question is, what can make a great OUTSTE
scenario?
Learning scenario. All right. What do you think? That's a very good question. Stavroula, please, go ahead.
Just one word, to be an authentic project created by the students.
All right. That's a good yes, one word. Thank you. I see also maybe one more. Christina, you can go ahead, and then I will continue with some closing remarks.
Yeah, I completely agree to make it focus on the students and to make them the center of the project with specific goals, knowing what they're going to get at the end, kind of thing. Having like a checklist of what they have to do, it's important, because that way they will know how to approach it. Because if they don't know what they're expected to do, that can be a problem.
That can be a problem. In fact, there are many things that people can take into consideration. The only thing I want to say is that you will have the chance to watch this presentation again. We will upload the recording in the TeachMeet section in the MOOC. So go through everything that the speakers presented, and hopefully this will motivate you more to create meaningful OUTSTE learning scenarios and complete this MOOC. But the learning doesn't stop there. Actually, the STEM Discovering Campaign has already been launched. This is an annual event that celebrates and promotes STEM education. It starts in February every year, and it goes all the way until the end of April. So teachers have the chance to submit any kind of STEM activity that they've taken, any kind of clue or let's say proof that they've been engaging into STEM learning. So no matter what you have done, just follow the STEM Discovery Campaign and submit it. And in this way, you will have the opportunity to be considered for awards, prizes, exciting workshops, and so on. Actually, the OUTSTE project is going to power one of the awards. So basically, by completing this MOOC, and you can do this only by creating an OUTSTE learning scenario, you can just follow the SDC and submit it. And in this way, you are already competing for an award, let's say. Check the OUTSTE toolkit, check the OUTSTE learning scenarios. You will find everything in the MOOC. You can also check the OUTSTE events, MOOC events that they have already. They already took place. We have a questions and answers, let's say, session, and then we had a webinar entirely focused on the OUTSTE toolkit. So the recordings are available to you. Go through everything. You can go and focus again on module 2 and 3. The goal is our hope is to provide you with everything you need in order to create meaningful OUTSTE learning scenarios and promote further integrated STEM education. So yes, I really want to thank you. I want to thank Michalis for this wonderful moderation. I want to thank each and every one of the speakers. TeachMeet would not be the same without you, and it's amazing to see what new things can be happening all around. You're the future of education and the hope for education. Thank you. Thank you also to all of the participants that decided to spend this afternoon with us. And I guess see you in the next final steps of the OUTSTE MOOC. See you around, and thank you.